On the broadcast tonight, state of emergency along the Red River. The true desperate hours begin now as they watch to see if the levees and sandbags will hold. Rules of the game. The administration pushes to remake the rules governing finance so the mess we're in can't happen again. Unsafe at home. Are you sure these construction materials weren't used where you live? And price cut. A woman who knows that to look good is to feel good, and so she is making a difference. Nightly News begins now.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
Good evening. We may soon see some flooding records fall that have stood for 100 years in this country. All eyes are on the Red River that separates North Dakota from Minnesota. This river runs from south to north, and it's rising at a rate of 3 feet a day. The sandbagging operation is running at a furious pace, and the water, sadly, often finds a way to win. Just tonight, the National Weather Service put out an unusual and startling statement, and it reads in part, "The river is expected to behave in ways never previously observed." And in these final hours before the crest arrives, NBC's Kevin Tibbles is our man covering it tonight. He's in Moorhead, Minnesota, just across the river from Fargo, North Dakota. Kevin, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. More bad news for those along the Red River tonight. The mayor of Fargo even says area residents are now entering uncharted territory as the relentless rise of this river could hit a staggering 43 feet. Even after days of sandbagging in some places, the water simply overwhelms. In Oxbow, North Dakota, and elsewhere, hundreds of homes have succumbed.
It just kept coming closer and closer, and this is just too close.
Today, emergency crews, some using airboats, combed the area looking for people in need of help.
It's gotten fairly serious. We've done a number of rescues today.
In Bismarck, they have twice used dynamite to break up ice jams clogging the Missouri River. Elsewhere, a growing sense of urgency. News the Red River will crest at higher than expected levels is pushing volunteers to their limit.
People are very anxious. This is something that this town is, unfortunately, this is not something that's new to them.
In Moorhead, Minnesota, every available person, no matter what their age, is filling sandbags or manning the lines. A human chain reinforces the wall outside Andre Ducharme's house. He's hoping for the best, but is prepared.
They've asked us to have a contingency plan and get ready for the worst.
Residents of local nursing homes have been evacuated to higher ground. And while many roads and bridges are closed, officials are making plans for mandatory evacuations. But for some, the strain of battling the swollen Red River has simply gotten to be too much.
I'm done. I can't do this every 2-3 years. This is crazy.
And while the struggle to hold the river back goes on, the red keeps on rising. And Brian, volunteers will once again be working throughout the night to hold the water back. Forecasters say it will likely be Saturday when all of those sandbag walls and barricades, that's when they're really going to be tested. Brian.
Kevin Tibbles on the job for us tonight in Moorhead, Minnesota tonight. Kevin, thanks. Stephanie Abrams is the meteorologist on duty at this hour at the Weather Channel. Stephanie, let's start with the status of the flood zone. This is a lot of water. It's got to go someplace, and 43 feet of it could be absolutely disastrous.
Yeah, Brian, here's a look at the timeline. As you can see, we will break and surpass that record as we head into the weekend. The official forecast is to 42 feet, but as you guys have been mentioning, there is speculation it could get as high as 43 feet. And Brian, as if this isn't scary enough, it could stay at this new record level at least through the middle of next week.
And Stephanie, while we have you, let's shift our focus to the south. I've been watching your coverage all day. A lot of dangerous weather in the American South. I understand it's going to stay in place through tomorrow night.
Unfortunately, the severe weather is going to continue. For instance, today we've already seen golf ball size hail. That can put a dent in your car, so keep that in mind. We're talking hail tonight, gusty winds, a threat for tornadoes as well overnight, anywhere from Oklahoma to Texas, all the way down to the panhandle of Florida. And get this, for Friday, we are expecting a tornado outbreak here in the Deep South from I-10 all the way northbound into Arkansas and also Oklahoma. So spring is definitely holding strong here, anywhere from the flooding to the severe weather, Brian.
Stephanie Abrams, thanks from the Weather Channel tonight. One more note on that violent weather in the south. One system already hit Mississippi in the early morning hours, and a powerful tornado raked across central part of the state, injuring 20, damaging or destroying as many as 60 homes and a church. National Weather Service says the twister was an EF3, packing winds of 150 miles an hour. Again, this same system will pose a danger in the region through tomorrow's evening hours. And a major snowstorm hit the Colorado-Wyoming border today. A foot of snow already on the ground. 40-mile-an-hour winds creating blizzard conditions for most of the day. Flights into and out of Denver's airport were canceled. Schools around the region were closed. More snow is on the way tonight. Now to the U.S. economy and more grim news, sadly, on the jobs front. The number of Americans filing for unemployment benefits last week jumped to 652,000. That's 8,000 more than the week before. Total number of people receiving benefits now, more than 5.5 million Americans. That's a new record high. And about this financial mess we are in, today the Obama administration made a move to change the rules governing the money business in this country. The Treasury Secretary Tim Geithner was on Capitol Hill making the case for sweeping new powers to regulate Wall Street and beyond. The story from NBC's Tom Costello.
With the nation's financial system still on the edge, the Treasury Secretary today asked Congress for unprecedented power to restore investor confidence and prevent another financial meltdown.
What we need is better, smarter, tougher regulation.
The Obama administration wants to create a new super regulator, policing risk across the entire financial system, with the authority to supervise and take over at-risk institutions that up till now have little or no oversight. Insurance companies like AIG, hedge funds that would be required to disclose financial information, oversight of financial derivatives like credit default swaps that help sink AIG, even private equity firms that cater to wealthy investors. And the government would be able to require minimum cash reserves and maximum lending levels.
We can't allow institutions to cherry pick among competing regulators and shift risk to where it faces the lowest standards and weakest constraints.
While Democrats applauded,
the Foxes have raided the AIG henhouse, and the Foxes don't want us to secure the henhouse.
Republican leaders withheld judgment but acknowledged something needs to change.
And try to determine how we rebalance our regulatory system so that we don't have an economic crisis like this again.
Amid widespread public anger, today public support for a new top cop from the shadows of Wall Street.
Obviously, things fell through the cracks, and now it's time to make sure that they don't again.
To a brokerage firm in Los Angeles.
We need some way to prevent these extreme events from happening.
Today, a deregulator under Presidents Ford, Reagan, and Bush 41 said times have changed.
What's the difference between a prize fight and a barroom brawl? You got to have some rules or the place will all get decimated.
The biggest opposition to more regulation may come from Wall Street itself, which isn't very popular with American families who have now lost $11 trillion in personal wealth. Tom Costello, NBC News, Washington.
On Wall Street today, stocks resumed their march higher. They're now officially on their strongest run since this bear market started back in October of 07. The Dow was just under 175 points. That's 21% off its low point March 9th. NASDAQ was also up big, 58 points. S&P gained just under 19. Two program notes here. Later in this broadcast, we'll look at the system of bonuses that has caused so much outrage in the finance business. And later tonight, CNBC will present a special broadcast called Restoring Trust, How to Fix America's Economy. A look at some possible solutions to all this. That's tonight, 9 Eastern Time on CNBC. Also on the president's list of concerns these days, this nation's 2 ongoing wars. He's promised a renewed focus on Afghanistan, where it's generally believed the U.S. has been falling behind. Tomorrow, the president will spell out how he intends to make good on that promised turnaround. Tonight, our Pentagon correspondent Jim Miklaszewski has a preview.
And everybody up there, thank you.
During the presidential campaign, candidate Obama had pledged to put more U.S. military effort into winning the war in Afghanistan and tracking down Osama bin Laden.
This is a war we have to win.
But now, as president, he's redefining the U.S. military goals. In his new Afghanistan strategy, administration officials say the president will refocus the military mission on America's sworn enemy, al-Qaeda, to deter, disrupt, and destroy al-Qaeda and its allies in both Afghanistan and Pakistan, to protect the United States against terrorist attacks. But what about the larger war against the Taliban? The president's nominee for ambassador to Afghanistan, Lieutenant General Carl Eikenberry, warned today, with violence on the rise, time is running out, and more U.S. troops are needed now.
There will be no substitute for more resources and sacrifice.
The president's already sending 17,000 additional forces to Afghanistan, but not all of them to fight the war. His new strategy will focus instead on accelerating the training and doubling the size of Afghan security forces to take over the fighting. But with the U.S. military's emphasis on counterterrorism, some critics fear failure.
The rhetoric is a throwback to earlier strategies that did not work in Iraq or Afghanistan.
Others warn Obama's strategy will still mean a long-term commitment and no quick exit.
We're going in for the long term with this set of measures. We're not coming out.
And military commanders say they need an additional 10,000 U.S. combat forces in Afghanistan by the end of the year. But the president's not expected to announce any further deployments. Jim Miklashevsky, NBC News, the Pentagon.
And as we continue along the way here this Thursday evening, a building material people are just now finding out about. Problem is, it's already in some people's homes. And later, the hairstylist helping her unemployed clients make the cut. It is her way of making the difference.
I've had asthma forever.
I've had asthma for as long as I can remember.
10 years. I used to wonder why my medicine wouldn't help prevent
my symptoms from coming back.
I just figured it couldn't get any better.
And then I found out something I didn't know.
I found out there are two main causes of asthma symptoms. Airway constriction you feel, and inflammation you may not.
Most medicines don't treat both.
So, my doctor prescribed Advair. Advair treats both main causes to help prevent symptoms in the first place.
Advair contains salmeterol. Salmeterol may increase the chance of asthma-related death, so Advair is not for asthma that's well controlled on another controller medicine. Advair will not replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden symptoms and should not be taken more than twice a day. Talk to your doctor about the risks and benefits of Advair. If you take Advair, see your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
If you're still having symptoms, ask your doctor how to help prevent them with Advair.
Find out how to get your first full prescription free at Advair.com.
Advair. Now you know.
Applebee's 2 for $20 menu is back. Pick 2 entrees and 1 appetizer, all for $20. And remember, you can also have the 2 for $20 dinner at home with Applebee's Carside to go.
It takes 2.
I was in the grocery store when I had a heart attack. My daughter was with me. I took a Bayer aspirin out of my purse and chewed it. My doctor said the Bayer aspirin saved my life. Please talk to your doctor about aspirin and your heart. I'm going to be grandma for a long time.
Hi, I just switched jobs and I want to roll over my old 401k into a Fidelity IRA.
Okay, no problem. It's easy to get started. I can help you with the paperwork.
This green line just appeared on my floor.
That's guidance from Fidelity. It's the route to your financial goals.
Could you hold on a second?
Whatever your destination, Fidelity has the people, guidance, and investments to help you find your way.
This is going to be helpful.
Contact us today. Fidelity Investments. Turn here.
Americans hounded by bill collectors. Hidden cameras revealed their dirty tricks. Dateline Special Series, Friday, 10/9 Central on NBC.
Next week on Today, before the ER doors close, Meredith plays Doctor.
Overinflate the trach tube cuff.
Or maybe not, on NBC.
A word of warning to homeowners tonight about something that is already a part of some American homes. The danger in this case may be in the walls, as many are just now finding out. We get this story tonight from NBC's Mark Potter.
2.5 years ago in Bradenton, Florida, Kristen Culleton moved into what she thought was her dream home. But a little more than a year later, when she was pregnant, she moved out, claiming the house was unlivable and unhealthy.
I'm paying all the bills on the home, the mortgage, and I can't live here.
The problem, she says, is that her house was built with defective drywall manufactured in China, and that her interior walls emit a noxious sulfur gas which corrodes pipes, wires, air conditioning coils, even jewelry, and smells like rotten eggs.
I went to the doctor, and he said, if there's a smell in your home that you don't know what it is, you need to move out.
Near Miami, Jessica Giselle and her family also moved from their home built with Chinese drywall.
We started waking up every morning with, just real bad stuffy noses where we couldn't breathe. We started getting nosebleeds.
Homeowners attorneys say from 2004 to 2007, widespread hurricane repairs and the nation's building boom led to a shortage of U.S. manufactured drywall. So some builders used a substitute from China. These are just a few of the lawsuits that have been filed demanding compensation from builders and Chinese manufacturers. Attorneys say as many as 60,000 U.S. homes may be affected. Most of the complaints are from Florida, where federal and state officials are investigating.
We're focused on the potential health effects as well as the potential safety risks of electrical corrosion.
Dr. Alan Feingold, a pulmonologist hired by Knauf Plasterboard Tianjin, one of the Chinese manufacturers, insists there are no health risks.
The smell could be disagreeable, but not dangerous.
Chinese company says it's concerned and is investigating the complaints about sulfur gas and corrosion.
Want to get up a walk?
Meanwhile, Kristen Culleton and her son stay at her mother's house, unable and afraid, she says, to live in her dream house. Mark Potter, NBC News, Miami.
The ground has been shaking lately in earthquake-prone Southern California, and seismologists are worried it's taking place awfully close to the San Andreas Fault and may signal a powerful quake to come. There have been more than 260 relatively small tremors, most centered in the Salton Sea area, south of Palm Springs. And as this Caltech seismology animation shows, the ripple effects have been felt far out from the center of the shaking. We'll have a full report on this here tomorrow night. When we continue with tonight's broadcast, those Wall Street bonuses, how they work and how long they could be around.
Tired of morning coming in the middle of the night? It may be time for 2-layer ambient CR. The first layer dissolves quickly to help you fall asleep. And unlike other sleep aids, a second dissolves slowly to help you stay asleep. Until you know how ambient CR will affect you, you shouldn't drive or operate machinery. Plan to devote 7 to 8 hours to sleep before being active. Sleepwalking and eating or driving while not fully awake with amnesia for the event have been reported. In rare cases, severe allergic reactions can occur. If you experience any of these behaviors or reactions, contact your doctor immediately. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. It's non-narcotic and can be taken for as long as your prescriber recommends. Like most sleep aids, it has some risk of dependency. Don't take it with alcohol. Wake up ready for your day. Ask your healthcare provider for 2-layer ambient CR.
They tickle, they tease, and you sneeze. Maybe it's time to ask your doctor about Singulair. While many allergy medicines block histamine, Singulair blocks leukotrienes, an underlying cause of nasal allergy symptoms. And that's how Singulair works differently. 1 pill, once a day. Side effects are generally mild and vary by age and may include headache, ear infection, sore throat, and upper respiratory infection. Singulair, a different way to treat allergies.
When you drive a Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge vehicle, you're not just getting behind the wheel. You're getting behind an American car company. So it's our responsibility to deliver the best vehicles on and off the road. Our quality and reliability are the best in company history. We've improved fuel economy on 73% of our vehicles over last year and offer a best-in-the-business lifetime powertrain warranty. And now everyone gets our employee price, plus generous cash allowances on most models, plus 0% financing for well-qualified buyers. Hurry in. Employee pricing plus ends March 31st.
Sunday, Treasury Secretary Tim Geithner and Senator John McCain live with David Gregory on unemployment, bad markets, and how to fix the economy. Only on Meet the Press. Nightly news at nightly.msnbc.com.
Most antenna TV viewers know we can upgrade our TVs with a low-cost digital converter box. But you'll also need the right antenna. Visit antennaweb.org to make sure you have the best VHF, UHF antenna to get all the free channels, even free HD.
It was just a week ago, you'll recall, Washington was in a total uproar over the bonus payments at the bailed-out insurance giant AIG. Today, that tone has changed. A bill to tax the bonuses at 90% has been watered down now in the House. President Obama saying the nation needs Wall Street to participate in his financial recovery plans. Still, the idea of bonuses just angers so many Americans, even though they're baked into the DNA of Wall Street. So we asked New York Times financial columnist Andrew Ross Sorkin to walk us through the bonus system and tell us what he thinks about the future of the giant bonus check. Here he is tonight in his own words.
The thing that's so different about Wall Street than just about any other business is the bonus is your salary. It is your income.
Just got a 20-cent bit in there for 100.
For most people who work on Wall Street, they get $75,000, $100,000 as their salary. But when you hear about the big numbers, it's all in the bonus. People don't get $1 million salary. They get $1 million in bonus. So some of these people are getting 10 times their base salary. You know, people on Wall Street are in the business of making money. They're in the money business. That's the entire business. That's the premise. That's the goal. And so when you think about what is incentivizing people, it is money. That's it. There's nothing else coming after that. $6. There's no question that the bonus culture, if you will, is directly correlated to the crisis in that people were willing to take massive risks in order to get these massive bonuses. And for better or worse, in this case worse, the risks panned out to be very bad. And unfortunately, for a lot of these guys, they still got the bonus. Because what was happening was they were taking bets that weren't going to pay off for 5 years. But on a personal level, they were going to pay off this year. And so they were just kicking the can down the road and pocketing the cash in between.
Money for the needy, not for the greedy.
There's no question that over the next several years, the pendulum will swing the opposite way. There's been an argument made for many years that there's been a brain drain throughout corporate America, that all the brainiacs coming out of Harvard and Yale and everywhere else have gone off to Wall Street. And now, for the first time, we might actually see some of these brainiacs move back into corporate America where people are actually making tangible products instead of just shuffling around money.
Andrew Ross Sorkin of the New York Times in his own words tonight. Another indicator of this down economy came today. This one has to do with passports. With the recession causing Americans to cut down on just about everything, it turns out passport applications are way down, a full 25% lower than last year. As more Americans clearly have chosen to stay closer to home, it's also having a ripple effect across the travel industry and around the world. When we come back here tonight, a woman using her talent to make a difference for those who need it.
The answer's 12, Mom. Mom? When your sinuses are blocked with pressure and congestion, everything seems harder. Rush.
Rush.
Everything seems harder when your sinuses are blocked. Nothing works faster on nasal congestion than the medicine in Sudafed OM nasal spray. Sudafed OM. Unblock your head.
Want faster pain relief? Get Advil liquid gels. They're faster and stronger on tough pain than Tylenol rapid release gels. Advil liquid gels rush real liquid relief wherever you hurt. Advil liquid gels. Liquid fast, Advil strong.
I never thought it could happen to me. Heart attack at 53. I had felt fine. But turns out my cholesterol and other risk factors increased my chance of a heart attack. I should have done something. Now I trust my heart to Lipitor.
When diet and exercise are not enough, adding Lipitor may help. Unlike some other cholesterol-lowering medications, Lipitor is FDA approved to reduce the risk of heart attack, stroke, and certain kinds of heart surgeries in patients with several common risk factors or heart disease. Lipitor has been extensively studied with over 16 years of research. Lipitor is not for everyone, including people with liver problems and women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. You need simple blood tests to check for liver problems. Tell your doctor if you are taking other medications or if you have any muscle pain or weakness. This may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect.
I was caught off guard, but maybe you could learn from my story.
Have a heart-to-heart with your doctor about your risk and about Lipitor.
Will everyone with constipation please report to gate 17? Thank you so much. Constipation's uncomfortable enough, so why take a harsh laxative? Phillips Caplets work naturally with your colon for overnight relief without cramps. Phillips Caplets.
Want bigger, more beautiful potted plants? Miracle Grow makes it easy with moisture control potting mix. Watch. The soil is so amazing, it actually stores water, only releasing it when plants need it, taking the guesswork out of watering. Plus, there's Miracle Grow plant food mixed right in that feeds for 3 months. So plants grow twice as big. Easy and amazing. Want it big? Want it beautiful? Make it Miracle Grow.
This is a KGW News Channel 8 update.
Next, it's called Busted, a tabloid that prints mugshots. Why police say it's a bad idea. Plus, bartering instead of buying. It's becoming more popular during this recession. Why the IRS says you may owe taxes.
And our spring break weather has been taxing, but not tomorrow. All the news and weather at 6.
As we continue to ask for and receive stories from our viewers on the acts of kindness that are going on in this bad economy right now, tonight we have an email from Molly in Jefferson, Maine, who writes, in times of economic crisis and rising fuel prices, there's one local family-run business in Maine that's making things a little easier for their customers. Owner Don Blanchard of Blanchard Fuel has canceled oil contracts with his customers that were locked in at a high rate so that they may benefit from lower fuel prices. This was a huge sacrifice for him and his company as they actually lost close to $40,000. Don is a caring businessman who's doing his part to make life easier for customers. Tonight we have another story sent in from one of our viewers, also from New England, about a woman performing a badly needed service and making a difference in the lives of her grateful customers. Her story tonight from NBC's Amy Robach.
Here we go. Today is another day.
This isn't just any day. This is Joyce Delianis' day off, but she's back on the job to help those who have lost theirs.
Yeah. There's a lot of competition out there right now, so I've been told many times they get hundreds of resumes.
It was something Joyce was hearing from a number of her clients.
I said, don't worry about it. When you need your hair done, you come and do your hair as planned. You don't have to pay me.
Joyce's cuts usually cost $70.
So I decided to give my time so they can save money. So time is money. I give my time, they save money.
And word spread quickly.
Joyce's clients are helping their unemployed friends by handing out these complimentary coupons so that when they come into the salon, they don't have to pay. No questions are asked other than when they want their next appointment.
Did you want to do 10:30 or 11:30?
Can I do it later in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Because I might have a job by then.
Meenal Seigel, a software engineer, has been looking for work for 6 weeks now.
You're laid off, you're just sitting at home looking for jobs and, getting depressed or driving yourself crazy. It's just a great way to just get out.
Debbie Behrens, an executive assistant, was laid off 6 months ago.
This is great. I'm so excited with my new hairdo. It really makes you feel good.
And that good feeling has a ripple effect.
And it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Joyce's day off tips have gone straight to the local food pantry, and clients have been moved to give money in Joyce's name.
Every donation that comes in is important, whether it's $5 or $500, because we're buying for about 400 people.
Cutting off one expense and inspiring others to pay it forward.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Amy Robach, NBC News, Burlington, Massachusetts.
How about that? That's our broadcast for this Thursday night. Thank you for being with us. I'm Brian Williams. We, of course, will look for you right back here tomorrow evening. Good night.
Captured, a father and son arrested in a brutal beating. Hear from a Washougal woman who once took in the teen who she blames for the boy going bad. An upshot in sales. While most retailers are struggling, business at gun shops is booming. Why more people are stocking up on guns and ammo. And picture this, a newspaper devoted to one thing, displaying mugshots. We talked to both collectors and critics.
From the KGW HD studios, where the news comes first. News Channel 8 at 6 starts now.
Hello, I'm Tracy Berry.
And I'm Joe Donlin. First at 6, a life on the run is over. Father and son fugitives wanted in a brutal attack along the Washougal River are captured in Mexico, and the pair could be sent back to Washington in days. News Channel 8's Kylie Moshi has reaction in Washougal along with the latest developments. Kyle?
Joe, the father, Michael Collins, appeared in a California courtroom today. He waived extradition, which paves the way for his swift return here to Washington, where he and his son face attempted murder charges. The first images coming out of Mexico show a father and son arrested after weeks on the run. U.S. Marshals nabbed 33-year-old Michael Collins and his son, Tevin.
I was relieved that they weren't on the run anymore.
The suspect's friends and family fear the 16-year-old was lured into this international caper by his father.
He just wanted to be with his dad so bad that he was going to do, you know, whatever his dad said.
Kind of
Safe Corporation, helping make Oregon a safer place to work for all Oregonians. Online at safe.com.
Willamette University MBA in Salem and Portland, helping to empower managers and developing executives, now accepting applications online.